Hey, good morning. Happy Monday. You know what? I gotta change some elements in here. It's to the third. Guess it is. So I want to edit that again. Didn't quite get it right. All right, we got 2.5 minutes. Gotta hurry. Gotta clean up the network real quick. Boom, 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 boom. 4 things. Done. All right. Get that started on the phone. And oh, well, thank you for joining us today, Strange Bot. We're going to ban you first thing. Thank you. And happy Monday. All right. Spammer o'clock. I know, right? All right, so here we go. We're gonna attempt this today. I gotta toggle bit. Man, I love watching his stream. And to whomever is sending those bits via Coil Twitch bot, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Very encouraging. So, first thing we're going to do today is, it just dawned on me that there might actually be some decent stuff out there. I'm going to close all these extra tabs, close tabs to the right. I forgot to fix Firefox. Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on. I'm going to fix it. There we go. Thank you, OBS, for reminding me that there are things that you just can't do. So I wanted to see if async, well, async channel isn't really like a wrapper, is it? All right. So what had been getting me last night? And we're probably going to go back to the terminal here for a moment. Yeah, what had been getting me was if something like a TCP socket is wrapped up in an arc, right? If that's inside of an arc, when does it actually lock if that arc is awaiting it? Right? If you wrap that up and you're trying to read from it and whatnot, and that's probably not a great way of saying it, but what I'm trying to think through, if you did have something like async IO, which is also another one of these Stephen Glavina projects. If you had something like this, at what point do you actually have to lock on it? Is it only during the reading? Is it only during the writing? Probably, right? Like that moment where you're sending data in and out, you have to lock. But what about the waiting? And probably not during that time. Friends, brackets, braces. Oh my goodness, is that what Togglebit was going through? Let's see, we're gonna look at, oh, you know what? I hadn't seen this little link here. Async networking primitives or such and such communication. Is this new? I don't remember seeing this. Sure, what are your structs? Incoming TCP listener, TCP stream. Bidirectional stream implements async read and write. Right. So when this is implementing async read and async write, okay, inside of the async read implementation, when does it actually signal? Right, so when we pull read, so we're actually doing a pull read on the inside and pull read vectored. Let's see. Is it async for standard net only? Which one? The async net or async IO? Because we were just looking at both of them. It's async net, which seems to be yes, async version of standard.net and standard OS Unix net, which seems pretty neat. Oh yeah, I hadn't seen this before. Huh, that is neat. I love how componentized this setup is. All of his pieces are just very specific and they kind of use each other, they complement each other. It's a great way of setting up that sort of little ecosystem. It's not prescriptive, not saying you must use this with this. I like that it's using just futures for this. Hey, Togglebit, welcome Raiders. All right. Oh, and just a heads up, I might actually change my repo name from Halsey to Mr. Halsey. I don't know, it's been the same way like forever though. We'll probably just leave it. But it gets me every now and then. Oh, you can't stay because of a meeting. Hey, good morning. Yes, how is everyone? Good morning, Mr. Halsey. Or yes, thank you. You're running out of steam, and I'm just getting the fire started. So expect a rough transition, people. Oh, you know what? We should start this off right. And I forgot. So it's a good thing you guys are all here. Did you know that a new type of broom came out? It's sweeping the nation. Thank you. Good morning. I'm here almost every day. Tip your waiters and waitresses. You hey, it's not that bad. That was not a bad joke. There was one that I actually skipped. I'll let you know that I filter these. Where did that filtered one go? Did I actually trash it? Was it below my bar? Yeah, wow. I don't even know where that one went. Oh yeah, there was a terrible one in here. All right. Good morning. All right, but basically, let's see if we go back to async IO. This little gem here. All right, that's about timer. To wait for the next I/O event, the async I/O thread uses epoll, KQ, and wepoll on Windows. However, know that you can also process I/O events and wake features manually if using the parking module. Async I/O thread is therefore just a fallback mechanism processing I/O events. Oh, interesting. They use a separate thread for that. Now, out of curiosity, if we look at this on crates, what does it say its dependency is? What is my sorting? Joke, not bad, joke equals true. It's false always. It returns empty, alright. What is its dependency? Repull? They also have, I haven't heard of this either. Fork of Weepull sys. Ah, interesting. Alright, and then what is Weepull? Let's follow this rabbit hole a little bit further. Implements ePull APIs for Windows applications, fast scalable, rationale. Oh, I see, it's Windows ePull. Okay. Got it. So going back to async IO. So it uses another thread with ePull or KQ, likely more likely KQ on the boxes I'm going to be running this on, BSDs and Mac OS. Okay, so that's cool. You can actually wake them using the parking module. I didn't know that. That's neat. All right, we're still going to try this with the stream sync. Hey, Uraniwa, good morning, sir. Did you get the invite to the Rustations team? I heard that it was coming soon. I don't know what Coach Show's schedule's like, but he did respond and said that he'd send it out when he had a moment. Oh, perfect. That's really cool. I think we should actually use a proper little setup here instead of this async once blah 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 thing. We could just create a little TCP connection, connect to ourselves. It seems cool. Yeah, you know what? It here. Let me give you a little flyby on that. So if we go to Mr. Halsey using my alias, so it means that you show up in this list, right? Which means that people that like this sort of content can just show up here. It's like, you know, like if you're into sports, you turn on ESPN or something, like you turn on the sports channel on TV. So it's kind of a common place for people that like this genre of content. But then also you can set up to automatically host these if you're offline. Kind of bring visibility to it as well. And it gives people a little bit of understanding of what's coming. I'm indestructible. You'd get a raise if you work. You know, I do this before I start my work. So I do this and then I go off and do my day job. And currently I'm averaging anywhere between 90 and 100 hours a month, I think, on this, which is just silly. But man, I love Rust. I really like Rust. And it framed around streaming. Oh, you've got to be kidding. Oh, please pass the link on that. or oh, excuse me, my voice. Or maybe don't, and then we'll solve it. We'll solve it without knowing it's impossible. It's not async streaming. Oh, well, that's the difference. Yeah, okay. Target audience and how to read. I like how they're like if you don't know what this is, it's okay. The problem. Better IO lines. Yes. Workaround. Lifetime parameter and trait. Disadvantages. Rating. Okay. Ring trait bounds. And the family trait pattern. Disadvantage. Slight variation. Rating. Workaround C. The wrapper type. Oh, I wonder if we actually fall within this then. The wrapper type wraparound. Do we like TLDR and jump to the bottom? It's not async streaming though. Oh man. Conclusion. We really need gats. Oh, okay. I'm gonna add this to my reading list real quick. Okay, I've got Rust, reading. And this one is titled what? I want to capture the title on this. There we go. And the article is very well designed. Oh man. But does GATS need you? All right, I'm gonna have to read through this. Thank you for this. Is there any place that you would suggest we actually look at the moment? I just don't know if we want to. We could just go through this. You guys want to go through this? Better IO lines. It also has a cat type thing at the top, so instant success. Well, that's how you do things on the internet, right? It'd be even better if it was a kitten. Better solution would be to manage the string buffer in the iterator and yielding IO results stir as an item. All right, so let's try. Lines, buff read, readers B, buffer string. So if we give it an item, like that, compiling this, expect a lifetime parameter. Yes, and this is the problem that we were running into earlier. We returned item borrows from self, but annotating the lifetime of self is not possible, right? Because you can't actually specify that here. Undeclared lifetime is a lifetime S is only visible to the scope of the function definition. With GATS, we can easily solve this problem if we were to redefine the iterator trait. And we can't do that because you can't have generic associated trait types, which is what GATS are. I guess that's generic associated types, technically, right? Not trait types, but we understand that this is a trait, and that's a type. It's 2 years old. Mutable slice, okay. Just going to skim through it real quick then. The create streaming iterator. Create streaming iterator defines this. Ooh, question mark sized. It's a reference, yes. Similar problems. Workaround lifetime parameter in the trait. But it's the wrong lifetime. I'm guessing disadvantages. There are several problems. The trait has a lifetime parameter. This means that the lifetime parameter is necessary every time the trait is used. Thus affects other signatures. Yep, we need a lifetime. Okay. With a higher ranked trait bound syntax, we say that I needs to implement that for every possible lifetime. Now we can choose the fitting lifetime for our stack frame and call next. Good. But we have a new problem. Requiring the trait bound for all possible lifetimes is pretty restricting. What we actually would like to say is for all lifetimes outlived by I has to implement iterator, but it's impossible to express this. Yes. Oh Gats, where art thou, Gats? It's like Godot, like waiting for Godot. We're waiting for Gats. But Gats should arrive. All right, what's the next section? You can get fairly far with this workaround, but there's a ton of annoyances, and eventually you'll hit a real limitation you can't work around. Having a lifetime parameter in the trait is also semantically wrong and pollutes signatures everywhere. And I worked with this for a few weeks in my codebase until I nearly lost my mind. Oh my goodness. An experienced Rust developer nearly losing their mind. Oh, you can work with this in this playground. Okay, I didn't notice a playground on the first one. Probably just skipped it if there was one. Now, what is it going to tell us about this one? They did go crazy on this one, or file transfer to cloud with C# and Blazor? In the last section, we already saw hierarchic trait bounds, which allows us to express trait bounds with the generics over lifetime. Not surprisingly, the feature allows us to get one step closer to HKTs, higher kind of types in today's Rust. Let's see, Nico introduced this pattern in one of his blog posts around GATs, formerly known as ACTs. Okay. 2 parts, family types and family traits. I've really got to go back and read this. The workaround, putting everything together, we get this solution. Interesting that they have the trait on that there. Define our iterator with this for lifetime here of A. A bit verbose, but it works. And we can implement lines like this. Right, because we're trying to implement this improved line reader. It works. And for the Fibonacci iterator, we would set da-da-da. Okay. Lifetime parameters not in the trait anymore. Yay! Suffers from some of the same limitations worked down in A. Leads to unnecessarily strict requirements. Yes, you have to do stuff like that. Additionally, due to the use of hierarchic trait bounds, specifying the trait bound for the real item type is still ugly. Ah, look at this. That is ugly. one idea is to get rid of is to move the family out of the bounded method. Okay, bound out of the method. Yeah. I wonder if this is the same sort of same issue that we're actually coming up against. We cannot assume that family lit is implemented for item, so we cannot call next. Huh, okay. Yeah, that's a mouthful right there. Wow. I like how they have this set up though, where I is an iterator, and then for this yada yada. That's true. See, and ours is slightly different. We need the lifetime for the borrow of T. So we can't do that. Alright, but I do want to see if we can work through this and to get a valid implementation. Yesterday I kind of putzed down on this, like mentally done with it. I want to try this with some valid types that we know work with this. The stream once I think isn't going to work very well. So let's see, let's pull in some of those things that we were looking at earlier. Probably the async IO bits or the async, what was it, net? Yeah, if we just pull these in, we can use those directly. Because a TCP listener, we just set one of those up on some random address. It implements stream, yes, no? Well, I guess stream isn't going to be listed here, but I thought you could implement stream for this. There's bind, local address, accept returns a result, incoming, this is it, returns a stream of incoming connections. Why am I actually trying to use that? I mean, it seems like it's such a weird type for testing on this. Now let's go back one. What about the pairs? Can't we get a pair of UDP socket? Bind, broadcast, connect. Ah. There we go. Oh, it was in Unix stream. Where were we before? UDP socket. Okay. And then we have async read and write on that. Goody. Okay. Let's just create one of those. Let's add async net here. What features on that? No additional features. It's fine. Okay, come back in. Unix domain socket. I believe so, yes. Yeah. Looks like it. Oh, for the test, yeah, I don't really care for the test. I think for the test, I just need a pair to be able to send messages between. So that should be okay. We'll take the Unix domain socket pieces, toss them in a codec, and then at that point we should have a stream, and we can probably use like a line delimited codec or something simple, so we can see things with some debugging. This is going to be like a ton of overhead for a test that doesn't seem like it actually makes sense. But I think in the end it will. Well, it'll be a test in the end. I don't know if it'll be. Yes. All right, it's just going to be a result. Now, is this an IO result? Yeah, that's an IO result. All right. Pull that in as IO result. And now, because this is a test, let's say I have TX, RX. I know they're bidirectional though, so I'm just going to treat them that way. And where were these in here? This is in AsyncNet Unix stream. Actually, Unix domain sockets are good for tests because you don't need to depend on a working network device, which is, yeah, that's nice. That is nice. Do they work on Windows? I know in the name it says Unix, but I thought Windows had something like this now too. All right, let's go ahead and unwrap that. This is a test. There we go. You don't think so? Okay. Oh, nice. For an IoT system. Gotcha. We probably don't need that yet. All right. So we have that and that. Now let's wrap this up in a codec. That's going to be in Tokyo Utils. Man, I love the Tokyo Utils. They are just fantastic. All right, you got to get to bed. Well, thanks for popping in. Take care. Oh, I didn't mean to click on homepage. Meant for documentation. All right, now inside of here they have a couple different structs. They've got a lines codec, which I think we're going to use instead of the limited codec. All right, and this is only if we turn that feature on. So let's make sure we have that. We don't have Tokyo utils in here. Terminal. Oh, it loaded that automatically. That is wonderful. Paste that bracket. There we go. All right, now what do we do with the lines codec? We can create a new one. But don't we have to give it, how do we give it the input and output bits? A simple encoder and decoder implementation that splits up data into lines, yes. So it implements those two pieces. But I thought we had to give it the async read and write components so that it could chunk them into lines. All right, so let's say that we do get a lines codec back. How do we associate that? I'm obviously missing something important here. See, in the other case, there was a builder for those. Oh, we use the framed bits for this. That's right. So you give the codec to the framed read and framed write along with your stream. That's right. Okay. There we go. So we create a framed using an inner, and then what? That sentence was like going up, and then it just fell off the cliff. So we give the codec. Where T is that? Oh, inner. I didn't see inner. How could I not see inner? Okay, so we give it those pieces there. Now it's saying that this is going to be async read and write, so that'll be half of the channel, or half of the Unix domain socket, and I think that makes sense. All right, so we need a framed. It's going to be over here. Just going to copy paste that. Toss that on there. Then we also need the line codec, lines codec. There we go. We'll construct a new one of these. Toss that on there. Why did it take me to this tri-stream bit here? Okay. Let's just call this like a reader or something. I don't know, framed reader. That will be framed new. We have to give it the RX along with a lines codec. So there we go. Perfect for testing. Async read is not satisfied for Unix stream. I thought it was. That's why we chose it. Unix stream, async net, Unix stream, async read and write are both there. Check all features. Cargo test. How do you check the test stuff? Is it all target? No, not all targets. I thought it was all features. I guess testing isn't a feature. Oh, this needs to be Tokyo async read and write. Okay, so we need the compatibility stuff too. No, that's fine. Okay. That's right. That's right. So Tokyo utils also has compat. Which is a compatibility layer that allows conversion between Tokyo I/O and Features I/O async read and async write trades. So we're going to toss that in there as well. Copy compat. Go back. Cargo. All right, now how do we use compat? I thought it implemented some, like it just provided some traits. Here we go. Futures async read compat and write compat ext. So you just make sure these are in scope, and then you call compat on it. Wow, that's quite a mouthful. Okay, so we have read and write. That's very true. We're only trying to make it half of it. So let's just do the read portion, because that's the stream that we're working on. Good idea. All right, but because frame needs it, we actually need both of those, as you're saying. Yeah, the names on this are just terrible. The TX and RX. Let's give it a different name. Let's call it head. Oh, I missed the name. No. Sure, head and tail. I know it sounds like a list, but like if you think of a pipe or something like that, like what you have the input and output, but what if it's bidirectional? Then what do you call that? Is it send receive? But that kind of gives each one a name because each one is bidirectional. And we're just going to put one end into the framed. Then we'll stuff just like some sort of sonnet or something in the other end. So we can call compat on that. Should give us that there. Framed reader. But does that really only need so inner there. Async read and async write. I wonder why we didn't get this one used. Because it should have needed both for that. Alright. Now for our test, we're going to be moving this stuff in here. Is it async move block or the other way around? Constantly getting that backwards. Toss a frame reader in there. Okay. And now this should await the next piece. Cannot borrow data. Okay, now let's fix this. How do we do that? So here we have an arc new around that. This is our arc. Sorry, I thought I heard something in the forest. But no, it's just a chicken going through like adolescent crowing. Now that cock-a-doodle-doo. But... Hey, Tochikari. Good morning. Oops. Yeah, and that does need to be mutable. Thank you. Well, it's a mutable arc, so does that make sense to be a mutable arc? Yeah, we're behind an arc, so it doesn't need to be mutable. Now, in this case, let's look at the bigger error. Stream cannot borrow as mutable. Not implemented for this. Now, is that because... Yeah, we need the arc mutex and lock it. Okay, so... So now we need a mutex for one of these as well. All right, for the sake of this, we are going to go back to the repository. Or just don't arc wrap it. I think in our use case elsewhere, we actually need it arc wrapped. So I'm trying to get all the layers correct. Let's do the mutex piece now. Just gonna snag this. All right. Oh my goodness. This is basically just everything here from derived default. All right, we're not doing async read and write though. Copy that. Anything else we need down here? Async read, async write, yada yada. Oh, and the mutex guard. All right, so we'll be back for the mutex guard. Okay. Lock, try lock, etc. Now we need the mutex guard. Let's grab that. Okay, so now we have our framed reader. We're going to put the framed reader inside of the mutex as well. Let's go add stream to that. Why is that not actually failing to compile? Is it just busy? Good. Okay, that's more accurate. It's just busy. Perfect. Okay, that's more along the lines of what we expect. Ignoring the warnings for now. You're looking to get a new laptop, but basically everywhere has marked up laptop prices by 20%. That's so that they can participate in the big sale that's coming up soon and say that they're giving you a discount when they're not. It's all a big lie. Places have been doing this for a very, very, very long time. They slowly jack prices up as you reach a big sale day, get people very excited saying, hey, you're getting 30% off when you're only getting 10. Let's see. First place I remember doing that is actually Sears. Sears, when they would do that for their tools very, very regularly. It was actually better to buy the tools not on sale. All right, so let's go implement stream for mutex. It so bums me out because it's so tempting to get those things. Oh, Tachikari, are you asking about like the use case of the laptop? Like what are you going to be doing with it? Like gaming or dev stuff or what? Wow, $2,000. Both, yeah. All right, now the streaming bits. Impl mutex, okay. After all of those, just somewhere down here, that's mutex guard. Where's the end of mutex? Here we go. Impl T. I don't even know. Set a marker here. A marker A. Good. Previous one, marker B. Let's just grab this. Go back to A. Stream. Let's see. Mutex. Oh, no. Now this is actually what I was very curious about before. Let's say we do have a mutex, right? And we want to lock on something, lock on this. But for the case of a stream, we only want to lock if it can be read. We don't want to lock to detect that it can be read, just during the process of actually reading it. So this here is going to be wrong, because that's, if we were to implement it there, it would be very wide. I don't think that'd be correct. They are doing a self.lock here. Oh, you know what? That's okay, because the lock, it's only during the poll, isn't it? So you get the poll, you get the result, and then you wait for the waker to actually wake it. So the lock doesn't actually live very long here. Can Linux really run on everything? NetBSD runs on everything. That's true, except modern laptops. Well, driver support. Driver support is always an issue, right? It's like with all the Unixes. Yeah. The trackpads, all that other stuff, right? You want a Bluetooth driver for some cheap offshoot. Like, they put all their money into the CPU and GPU and give you some, like, horrible Bluetooth component, right? There's always little issues like that. Well, this might actually be fairly straightforward. Self.0.lock, self.lock. So what is the definition of mutex here? I didn't even bother to look. Yeah, it's just mutex, a little wrapper on that. But we have deref, so we can actually call that on ourselves, can't we? Is it the same with the exclusive borrow to the rebound lock? That should be the guard, right? Now we're dereferencing self and then doing the lock on that. Actually, the deref is late bound, isn't it? All right, record. Okay, so T cannot be unpinned here. Let's make sure that's included. Just knocked something into my eye. Just a moment. All right, some errant eyelash or something. It's funny that this common issue just plagues everything. Like the laptop manufacturers just make a laptop for, in most cases, Windows, right? And many of us want to try to use something else. Then, of course, there's the NVIDIA closed source driver issues. and it really is second class. The and not the driver, but like the laptop support that you end up being able to get. So if you're trying to run something that's not Windows on these things, it's not the same thing. Unless, of course, you're going with like a System 76, right? Oh, Tux Computers. I've never heard of that one. I've heard of the System 76 stuff, which I drool over. They got some neat stuff. Actually, they've even got some nice looking stuff here. I like the look of these. Now available in new colors. So I've never told this story about. There's this funny story. Early in my marriage with my wife, we're having our first kid, or second kid. We're having our second kid. We had just come back from England, and I was on the phone with my father. He's an auto mechanic. He always has like another car just kind of laying around, just pinging him saying, "Hey, do you have anything I could buy off you?" And because you get cars from like the mechanic you trust, right? Um, and we started talking about this old boat. We started talking about this old boat. Basically, and when I say boat, I don't mean like an aquatic vehicle. I mean like one of those big old like vehicles that you count the trunk capacity by how many bodies you could put in it, right? It's not like a modern sort of car. It would be like some old Cadillac, like like it'd be something like that, right? Where the hood you could probably lay out full on like a 6 foot hood. That's probably only like a 5 foot hood, but you get the idea, right? Just something like this. And we're talking about this car, and I had recently seen it. He's giving me the rundown on it. Engine, tranny, like, if there's any body work done, the condition of the frame, all this stuff. And so, like, okay, we finished talking. I go to sell the car to my wife, like, hey, Dad's got a car. It's a little bit of a boat. What do you think? And I'm going through and I give her the same spiel that Dad gave me. Right? Now, he had worked on this car for many hours because he'll pick up a car, basically rebuild it, and then he'll go on and sell it. Right? Now, he had probably spent 20 hours in contact with his car. And at the end of my conversation with her, she looks at me and she says, "What color is it?" I had no clue. We didn't mention color at all. Except the engine. I knew it had recently been painted, right? I call my dad up. I'm like, hey, she's kind of like, I think this might work, you know. But Jen, my wife wants to know, what color is it? He had to go look. He had spent 20, 30 hours with this thing, moved it around, probably seen it a whole bunch in the shop. Had no idea what color it was. We just don't. we just don't look at that stuff. What color is it? We had no idea. I'd even seen it before. It's actually a two-tone paint job. Anyhow, um, so yeah, sometimes aesthetics are important. I think that's the lesson here. So if I was to pick up something like that, having that sort of nice natural wood grain on the outside instead of some neon purple light would probably be appreciated. Anyhow, Forever Alone. Oh man. We actually met in high school, so. You want a rave in your room. Alright, where were we? We were over here. Oh, my laptop brightness is down. Oh, that's so much better. Alright. Immutable of T in the current scope. No method named. Pull next. Found for. That looks correct. Immutable T here. Is this not the right kind of T? Am I using Vim? Yes, we are using NeoVim. Where did I put that? Oh, there we go. We're also using Conqueror of Completion along with Conqueror Completion Rust Analyzer. All right, so this here. Why does it say that's not there? Because I thought for stream on Futures Core, you just needed to pin mutable T, where in this case T was stream. Hold on a sec. Is that? Yeah, because of this. We weren't actually constraining that to the right type of T. So we needed the borrowed T instead. Hey, Game Dev Unknown, how's it going? It's been over Mutex Garden, not over your stream. I see. Hopefully that works. Let's see, let's give it another go. Well, it seems to be compiling, but not for this. Got our arc mutex, little framed bits. That should be a stream. Frame does implement stream. Let's just make sure that's true. Okay, I can close that. We're going to close a couple more of these. Oh, no, it was in there. Sync and stream. And it should be a tri-stream at that. Alright. Just another VS Code plebeian. Too easy to learn Vim. You know what? I've said this before on the stream. I don't want to use the weapon analogy again. But yeah, an editor to a software developer is just like their most comfortable tool. If you're most comfortable with Visual Studio, just get good at it. Right? That's all the people using Vim do, or Emacs, right? Just get good at it and know it. Like find the keyboard shortcuts, go through, learn those pieces, pick up those little tips and tricks. I know Adam went through and did a whole series on that, like how to be an efficient developer. All right, this bumps me out. So it's basically saying that our stream here doesn't actually match these constraints. Because it's a borrowed T. All right, let's see if we can undo that. You're trying to get good. Yes, well, just practice, right? That's all it really takes. That and with the intention to get better. I've seen people that use the same thing over and over again, but they don't actually have it set in their mind that they want to improve, so they're not looking for the little things that's costing them time. All right, I want to take another attempt at this without that power rank trait bounds on that. Clean that up. Item here. Drop that. Okay, that's it for this one. It's not implemented for, so deref mute is not implemented for arc mutex on that. Okay. And this one. I'm going to try this one without that bound as well, because I don't think we should be borrowing this. That's right. Okay, so now we can't do that because of that. How do they do this in async too? I thought they did it actually this way, and it worked for them. Let's see if we can figure out why. Yeah, we've got deref mutable only for the mutex guard. I think that makes sense. Okay. And now for async, or for arc, mistake. Unpin for arc, yada yada. Clone, deref. Yep, they have deref. And here's, let's say, a read. Let's look at the right. It's a little bit more telling here. Yeah, this is basically using the higher kind of type, higher ranked trait types. Yep, append to immutable self. Deref, full right on that. So it's basically the same thing that we had before. Alright, so I might have jumped the gun on just trying to do that again. I'm not comfortable with the higher rank trait bounds, HRTBs. And I get that this is like a borrow for every A. So we have a shared borrow for every lifetime here. It's hard to get my head around it. because I don't want to have to call lock on this. Because if we call lock on this, then there's no point. Stream doesn't live long enough, temporary value. Okay. All right, now that works. The problem with this, though, is that this is going to lock that the frame reader, which means that we can't actually write to it right now. Good morning, Halsey. Thank you. Thank you, Nightshade Dude. And good morning to you as well. Happy Monday. Hope you had a good weekend. All right. Now, I mean, this might be okay. But I wouldn't be able to toss that into the features unordered this way. We'd have to basically get it out of the lock or whatever in order to toss it into the futures unordered. And maybe that's okay, actually. Do we just not arc lock it? Because we were going to split it, right? So maybe this whole thing is actually not needed. Let's just toss a note on here. Let's think through that. So what we're trying to do, we're trying to basically have a reader and a writer. The reader is going to be inside of a futures unordered. Okay, does that need to be inside of an arc mutex? I don't think it does it? Because really what we're going to be doing is dropping it. Oh, it does need to be inside of an arc mutex. But unfortunately we can't log it. Oh, okay, so it does need to be inside of an arc mutex because we have to be able to drop it and clone a source for the channel change. That's right. The idea here is that you can move basically sockets between different categories of streams. So let's say that people are logging in, they go into the auth channel. Once they've authenticated, they go into the character select channel, and then from the character select channel, they go into the gameplay channel. Right, so you can move a socket, or at least the reading half of the socket, between these elements. So we could either do that, or we could make something that, let's see, you can move streams, and that's going to be a stream like this. Okay. So we could either have some other system where, let's say we have some container. Let's call it how do you spell Schrodinger? We have Schrodinger's box. You don't know if there's a stream in it or not. Is the stream alive or dead? Basically, we need some way to move a stream from one place to another, basically from one channel to the next. So what if we just had some sort of box, we'll call it Schrodinger's box, where you can, I don't like that very much. We'll think about a new name for that. It's a bit more of a teleporter, isn't it? What other sort of like, I don't know, physics names could we come up with for that? All right, where's my water? There it is. Because if we had something like that, and then we could just go from one box to the other, we could say, hey, it's time to teleport. And we would only do that for the read half, for the stream side of it. Maybe a Ghostbuster reference name? Oh, what do they call those packs? They're like a little proton guns. Anyhow, we could go with something like that instead of this Arcmean to Extreme thing. Because it doesn't look like it's going to work out. Or at least it seems like I can see a lighter weight version of this actually happening. And we actually have some old code that we could repurpose for this. Where is that? That's in Stream Multiplexer. Was it a sender? Yeah. So here we had a halt read, optional sync. Oh no, that's the other half of it. We want the other side. Did we call it a stream mover? I don't remember. It must have been. Yeah, where we had a move channel. Basically, you had a one-shot channel, and when you gave up the stream, you would toss it into the channel and just like, okay, it's going, right? It's going to someplace else. How am I? I'm doing well, thank you. Krasenk, good morning. Happy Monday. So we could either do something like this, where we do give it some one-shot channel, or we could try to reclaim it and put it back in somewhere else. I mean, that might not be that bad. I like the idea of actually having a stream mover that could send and receive. Because we could have this set up so that, it's a little weird. And then the design of this whole thing is actually going very, very back to the original stream multiplexer, which I was trying to avoid. I was hoping I could just drop it. All right. What's another way we could do that? The teleport, that's one idea. There must be another idea. We could return options. Okay. 1, teleport. 2, return it from the future as unordered. I tried to capitalize that F twice. There we go. So we could do that. That is it's very mechanical. There's something about that that I do like. So if we were trying to do something like that, and this is the other project where we're actually working on that, we were attempting to build something that was supportive of it. Let's move those bits here to that other file. There we go. Okay, our notes. Which add-on am I using for this? I am using it's a fantastic question. Manage extension, stylus. All right. Now, before I suggest this, it's broken for me. I want that up first. Stylus, it kind of works. As you can see, you get those nice, cool, dark colors. If you get in here and you start to like actually choose options for it, so we close that, we click into here, and we say, oh, you know what? We're going to change the color here, so we're going to manage. And it's very bright. I'm like, okay, well, that's fine. We're gonna change some of this, and then instead of like Solarized Dark, we go to like Twilight or like it's all the same. Like nothing actually changes. Oh shoot! Now that we're looking, it's actually going to work. Oh, fine. This wasn't working for me the other day. I like Monakai. Ooh, like neon. Well, there you go. It's it's called Stylus, and it's a little frustrating to me that now it has decided to work. So I guess 2 thumbs up. Yeah, this is awesome. Now I have to actually choose a valid color. I don't know which actually one I want though. So we'll just leave it for a bit. Oh, I don't like that blue. Oh, that is not friendly. All right, we're gonna go back. I'll have to pick this later. Where were we? Was it on Solarized Dark? All right, we'll leave it there. That's a little bit more palatable. Thank you for that. Now I know that my tools they're plotting against me. All right. So, where were we? We were. Oh my goodness. Why in the world did it do that to me? So yeah, let's examine this option. No, this one. Option 2. Ape Arms, good morning. Happy Monday. All right. Just because you got here, I'm gonna read another joke here. I really wanted a camouflage shirt, but I couldn't find one. Oh yeah. I couldn't find one. Let's see, what would it take for us to actually return that out of there? so that would be inside of the pole. So we're receiving. We got this channel guard. Basically, we would need something in here to intercept this. Say, hey, this thing's changing channel or something. So we would need some way of signaling that. Maybe a certain kind of result. We could have like a multiplexer error. Quick on the draw with the jokes. Oh man. See, this one is a bad one. I don't like this one. I don't know, there's like some threshold. Alright, what do you tell a vegetable after it graduates from college? Congratulations. Alright, I might not have enunciated that right. Congratulations. But yeah, that one's a little bit more of a groaner. Alright. I don't like the idea of actually returning that element through here. So when somebody does go and they abort the stream, say abort a the stream, when they drop it from a particular channel with the intention of moving it to another channel, we need it to go back through this flow where it gets added again. Maybe it just does that. Maybe part of that drop, that signal, is which channel to put it in. Option 3, have the stream dropper. That's possible. Yeah, congratulations. I thought that wasn't a good one. It just wasn't. So that one I'm actually more fond of. So instead of telling the stream dropper that, hey, time's up, we also give it the destination. What is the new channel? Madhouse Steve, good morning and happy Monday. I was looking at the viewer count. Like before the jokes, we were 10 viewers higher. So I don't know if that's just a correlation or is it causation. We'll have to experiment a little bit more. More jokes now. No, we limit that. Yeah, that's a like when my brain's about to explode for some of these reasons, like some of these things. Then we might do more jokes. Okay, so let's experiment with number 3 here, stream dropper. So we have stream dropper. Stream dropper's there. We've got this inner piece here. What if instead of see, I don't want to actually do that with 2 things. We could have some other like atomic bool, or just like, do we even need it to be atomic if we have these other cards on it? Let's say we did have another channel. Is there like an atomic option? Ooh, now it sounds like we're plotting to take over the world. What is the atomic option? let's say we have a next channel, and this could be an option of some sort of use size or channel ID, right? So if we had something like that, we could set that in the control structure. We say, hey, when we signal, we also need to set the channel ID. And then, I guess if we're signaling to drop versus change, so maybe we have another one of these, which is also a change channel. In which case the whole name is wrong, stream drop control, stream, I don't know, lose control, maybe more like it at this point. So we could do something like that. Then we have a channel here. Self.inner. Do one of those. That. Why don't we need to be mutable for this? Oh, I see. Because that's inside of an arc. And those are atomic, so this should probably be maybe an atomic one. We could have a special number, right? -1 or something like that. Although those are probably use sizes, so we should probably use an atomic. Is there an atomic use size? There must be. I want atomic options, just to be able to have an optional something, optional atomic. I get why that doesn't work, but I just don't want to have like another one, like change channel. Is that true or false? Like atomic bool, right? Set that up. And then we have an atomic use size. And in this case, we would actually change the, come on, try that again, out of here. Get one of those. In this case, we'd actually have to have 2 variables in order to hold the information as opposed to 1. And in this case, we wouldn't set it, and that would be fine. All right, let's see if we can just make this happen. So we have an atomic use size, atomic one of those. Oh, wake needs to be last. So we don't want to signal the thread change until the very end. Next channel, store. Trying to remember exactly why we're going with relaxed. I think there was a chunk of code inside of Tokyo that I actually used for a reference in this. Or maybe it's in the Atomic Waker? Something like that. Forget exactly where it is. But there was another actual piece of code that I was using for that reference. Oh, store on that can't be true. That's going to need to be a channel ID. And then later, we'll have to set these things up. Okay. Change channel, that's going to be false. And then next channel, atomic use size, that's going to be 0 for now, I guess. Clone that, it goes into both halves. And now inside of the stream dropper portion of this, when we get told to drop the stream, we actually need to send it if we have to change the channel if we need to. All right. So at that point, we're going to be calling back out to Stream Multiplexer, but we don't have a reference to Stream Multiplexer, do we? Do I also need some sort of channel, like an MPSCQ? We could give each one of these some sort of queue that they can flush their channel to. So it comes back in through the front. That's a possibility. But then we'd also have to pull that someplace. And where would we pull that? In the stream reader? Oh, that's going to make stream reading a little funky. Then we could do that with the MPMC channel. And then any of the streams could receive a message and re-enqueue this. That'd be possible. We could try that. Let's go look at that lib again. So we have remove channel, etc. Yeah, we would have to do this up here. We'd have to select on this. Though that's actually being done inside of that, so we don't have to have that comment there. But it would be here. Oops, I hit page up or something. Where were we? Down here. Okay. Oh my goodness. Did I do that again? There we go. Basically, this line here, we'd have to select over new incoming, or basically channel changes, or this next. And that'd be fine. We could do that. The previous version of this had basically a requirement of a runtime. It embedded Tokyo inside of it, and I'm trying to avoid that. I'm trying to drive all these sort of internal mechanics via polling. All right, let's see if we can set that up. Now in this case, we're going to need some sort of MPMC queue. I think we already pulled that other crate. Oh, those things are getting mixed up here. I don't like to include standard with the other stuff. I usually set these up in like a mine, ours, theirs, and standard, so like 4 sections. Just makes it easier for me to see, like, oh, these are the external ones. These are in the crates, or a section above might be, oh, this is a crate that we have in the workspace, and then maybe stuff from this crate itself. All right, let's try to do that. So when we create self, we need one of those channels. Let's set that up. Channel changes. Channel changer. Channel changes. Something, whatever. This is going to be... Let's look at cargo real quick. Did we actually pull that in? Async channel, yes, it's there. So we'll use that. Has channel. I'm going to make that unbound. I don't think it should be bound. Alright, this is going to lead to a number of other changes. Just trying to think through some of them in my head. That does mean that streams will no longer be as Actually, that means that streams is going to go away, because the only reason we had streams was so that we could close them after we dropped the one that was in the channel and put it into the next one. So that goes away. We keep the stream syncs around. Basically, those other streams will live in the future zone ordered. We will pop them out of that into this channel change channel, unbound channel, so that it can go into its next channel. Wow, channel's a little overloaded here, isn't it? Let's see, syncs will stay the same. Dash map, that's fine. Not even sure if we actually need dash map. I just like it. Alright. Get rid of streams, and we're going to add channel change. Oh, no, we can't do that. This has to be... We need both the TX and the RX in this case. This is going to be a receiver. And a sender. Now it's going to want to type on that. That's fine. When we set this up, and I am clobbering that page up, page down button. Keyboard's just off center for me. There we go. Is it unbound or unbounded? Probably unbounded channel. There we go. Where'd my formatter go? It's because of all this stuff here. Oh, it's defined multiple times. Where was it defined before? Oh, our module. Fine, we'll just be explicit then. Sender and receiver, they can come in though. Yep. Okay, you need a type. We get that. Now in this case, async channel, fine. Right, yes, and we didn't get to this piece yet. That's expected. Now, what are we going to be sending between these? It's basically a stream. A split stream. There we go. All right. So, what do we go for? Oh my goodness, words are hard today. So hard. Okay. So now we have a mechanism to be able to move things between. We need to be able to give that TX here into the stream droppers, which are poorly named now. Are those created inside of the channels? Where is that? That's okay, we have multiplexer. We have new for multiplexer. Add channel. Not going to be in there. Well, maybe. I need to do it inside of this. Because at this point, when we add a stream to a channel, we wrap it in the MX stream, which does well for us. Oh, it holds the ID on it. That's fine. Yeah, and that stream there, it's not going to be an arc anymore. So inside of the channel, we will have a sender and receiver with MX stream, because channel needs to know what the ID is of the stream. Yeah, this here is actually a stream multiplexer, but we haven't actually fixed anything in it, so we haven't updated it. Basically, the current version of this, and I don't mind tossing this on a branch if you want to follow along. But I'm happy to do that. Get status. Yeah, we're on simplify. Okay, good. Add source, everything, and cargo. See, are we missing anything? Get status. All right. So yeah, there's a branch now. Aussie simplify. If you want to follow along. It's horribly broken, but it's okay. It's okay. Basically, I did the first version when I was 3 months into Rust or so, and now that we're all of like 10 months old in Rust, we're redoing it. A lot changes in 10 months. This is Challenger Deep. Okay. I think we need to actually store that little channel change bit. And then whenever we basically bundle up those stream droppers in here, we also give it a reference to that TX. So that when we tell it that, hey, it's going bye-bye, it can actually do that. Or, ooh, this is another one. Maybe we only give it the TX when we tell it to drop. We'll have to see. Because in Stream Dropper, instead of all these other little bits, we could store that instead. We should probably just create it with it. Alright, so when we create one of these wrap bits, we'll toss in the channel changer. That's going to be an async channel. It'll be a sender of... Can it just be a stream? Ooh. Well, that'd be nice. Hopefully those actually end up mapping. Alright, it's going to tell us that there's no field on that, which is fine. Oh, that's not generic. Now for the cascade. Yeah, we'll get back to that. I already have a stream inner. That's a ST here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't do that. So I wanted to change ST. Should just be S like the other ones. Okay. Pull in the U size. Good. Okay, now that we have the channel change, when we go to drop the stream, we're going to take that. Now, if we are channel changing, we're going to include that information in the channel change. Oh, the stream, the TX, it needs to be a tuple of probably the stream ID, the next channel ID and the stream. Okay, so self dot, what's it, channel change TX dot send or try send. It's unbound. Yeah, we can't call the other one because that one wouldn't work in here. Which means we'll probably have to deal with the return, basically the result of this. In case that fails, what do we actually do? That probably means that the receiving end has been dropped, in which case there's some sort of internal failure here. All right, try send. We will send a tuple with self dot. We actually need the channel, don't we? What did we call it? I don't remember. Was it just channel change? Ah. Sorry, the goats actually ran from the other side of the window today. I did not see them come around that way before. To come around the building. All right. Sorry, a little distracted. So we'll send the channel ID and the stream. Send both of those. Now we have to deal with the return value. That's not even the right thing. Self dot inner something dot next channel. Next channel. There we go. We have to fetch that, don't we? Can you pass a usize as, excuse me, an atomic usize as a usize? No, you have to get it first, don't you? Atomic usize on this. Load. Panics if order is release or acquire release. No ordering constraints. Only atomic operations. I think we can actually use relaxed in this case. Need to make sure that's pulled in. All right, then we have next channel. No? Oh, we just have relaxed. Fine. All right. Next channel, then we stuff it in there. Now we should be getting an error here because that's not the right type of value for this, which we had to declare up here. Should actually be a tuple of channel ID and as. Why is that? Why is that on inner? That doesn't need to be on inner. We can just put that on the other one. Only things that we need for communication have to be on inner. So let's put that on stream dropper instead. Yeah, that moves as well. Sort it alphabetically. Because I'm just that person, you know? It just helps me visualize like which things are in there. And always having things alphabetic like that, it really helps. What do corn cobs call their father? Popcorn. Oh my goodness, there's a bunch of corny jokes coming up. No, one more corn joke after that one. Okay. No promises though. Okay, now in this case, I think we have this correct now. Why is this failing like that? Did we get the type right on there? Corny. Oh, yeah. I don't think that's an insult to these jokes. That's just a state of being. All right. That was the best joke of the stream. Really? You didn't like the camouflage shirt one better? Okay, you're right. That might actually be the best one in this popcorn. Popcorn was pretty good. Did you come back just in time to miss a good joke? You don't know what? Well, how do I set up those things? I haven't even bothered to like set that stuff up. Oh, you didn't hear that one? All right. Okay, the one from earlier was basically, I really wanted a camouflage shirt, but I couldn't find one. It's in your creator dashboard. Copy, paste, and go. All right, we'll see if the Raspberry Pi can handle opening that twice. Yeah, we'll see. All right, we'll work on things. I mean, maybe for 1,000, you can like invoke a joke or something. I don't know, or that there's like for 20,000, 10 minutes without a joke. Oh, that's sorry. That just the idea of basically forcing that. Oh, anyhow, back to the code. We must code. Yeah, I have no idea what that is. Let's see. I'll have to probably do that later. Insights. Oh, channel points. Oh, I see. Wow. Okay, yeah, I found it. I'm gonna have to do that later because there are so many options I don't want to reason through right now. But if you have suggestions for types of things like that, I see people with like hydrate and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know if hydrate's for me though. Maybe, I mean, there's definitely the joke angle. Like, don't tell a joke. Spare us for 30 minutes, that sort of thing. Okay, stream dropper I think is looking pretty good. To look over it again. Now we have inner. It's got channel change in next channel. There's more atomic stuff. We can now call signal, which will drop it. Why would we want to do that? Because somebody could actually just say drop this in the API, right? Okay, that should definitely be renamed. It also changes channels. Rusty, cannot move value out of borrowed context. No. All right. Oh, those are all on the same line. Fine. Huh. Let's abort that for a moment. Okay. That was strange. Now, I'm thinking that we probably got some of the types incorrect here. The ST here for the stream control might not actually be the same. I mean, maybe it needs to be an MX ST. We'll have to see. I don't have that loaded up in my head at the moment. S is never used. Oh, that's right. We got rid of that. Oh, lovely. Okay, I'm liking that. You're still chuckling at this one? Is that the nested for loop? What is this? Oh, that is funny. That is a good one. Jason doesn't fit because the raw standard library traits are so big. Oh, that is okay. Yeah, that was a good one. I appreciate that. All right. I actually might need to go a little early today. Got some work stuff I gotta catch up on. Expected 0, found 1. Good. Ooh, there we go. There's our lovely R's. Now when we wrap a stream, we need to also include self dot channel change tx dot clone. Oh, we're in channel. I thought channel had something like that. All right, that needs to be passed in then.
Your journey, it began because you died. Out of your cell you ran and then you died.
Channel change tx on there. Oh, great field. Oh, and it got it all right. Look at that. Oh, that's great.
For every step you take is just one more fatal mistake, so you must learn to take the torture in your stride. Bells chime, torment, darkest descent, every soul.
I do not think that this needs to be an arc mute. Doesn't need to be an arc. Okay, so it does want that to be an MX stream. That's fine. I mean, we could get that out of the interior, but we probably still need to know what the stream ID is. Let's go ahead and update that then. All right, now this one, Into Future, is not found for this. Or Arc of MX Stream. Okay, that needs to not be Arc anymore. We already had that pulled out. Okay. Oh yes, and we also changed that to be the tuple. Need to fix these. That should probably be some stronger type there. We can extract that later though. So one too many brackets there, yes. No field change channel on that. If self.change channel, drop stream. Oh, it's on inner, isn't it? Same with this one. And we're going to have a warning on this line because of the result. Atomic void dot load. Relaxed. Okay. Now it's going to tell us that we didn't handle this result. What should we do with that result? We could log it. We have not pulled in any logging crate on this rewrite. Logging probably makes sense for this one. Let's see, could not send to change channel stream. Fans for Birds, how's it going? These are streams from the crate called Async Stream. Async channel, in this case. So yeah, I'm sorry, maybe I'm not answering the question correctly. What kind of streams are you using? These are streams from the futures crate. So essentially what I will be using this for in my project is going to be for TCP streams. Okay. Now I'm going to be using TCP streams, which will be set up so that they have async read and write on them. And inside of that, those then will be wrapped inside of a Tokyo Utils codec, so that I can use basically just that codec to write the header portion that I need. Yeah, in this case, this stream right there is an option with whatever that inner stream type is. In this case, it would probably be that TCP stream wrapped in a codec. Yep, and if you have questions like that, feel free to ask them. And if you have questions about specific lines, toss a line number out there, all that. Because as we all know, naming things is really hard. So if you do have suggestions, I'd appreciate it. All right, where are we? This is process stream add. I feel like we're missing a piece. I, 'cause, 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 ' Ah, our type is wrong here. Expected the type that it has a tuple, but found the wrong type. Okay. Channel ID followed with that. All right, that's going to bubble out. Oh, don't do that. Okay, now we've bubbled all the way out for that. Clone that, pass that in. It's going to tell us it's the wrong size. Rename it all to represent what it is. Interesting. This split stream should actually be able to be that kind of interior stream at that point. All right, let's go back up here. Channel ID. It'll be an MX stream. Just another bracket on there. Get the number of things correct. Use Vim correctly. All right. Also comma. I feel like I'm missing one. 1, 2, 3. There. Same thing here for the receiver. Absolutely need a type for this. Keep telling myself, no, it'll take longer. Okay, we might actually have to change that because I don't think we can deal with MX streams at this layer. All right, so new type, pub struct. Actually, it's not going to be public. It's just going to be maybe a pub crate. Whatever. Struct. Channel change. We have 3 things in here. Channel ID or next channel ID. This shall be a channel ID followed by the stream ID. That will then be followed by the stream itself. And this technically might be a split stream. Of T. Let's try that one. Oh, that's right. I was forcing it to be bytes, wasn't I? That's going away. We don't want that. Yeah, arc stream. think this means we can also get rid of bytes. So we do need it here. But we could also use whatever T has, right? Because in this case, it's also a sync, and a sync has this I, or item. I see I is never used in this case. Fine. Oh, that's right. Oh, no, we do need that there. Oh, wrong side though. Why does it say it's never used? Brackets appear to be lined up. I'm going to leave that alone for a minute. I think there's some other errors that are influencing it. Yeah, like that there. Now the syncs in this case, this arc mutex in this case, we should probably just be using standard arc at this point, and then the async aware mutex. So we'll do that. Okay, that's right. I was being used. You just couldn't see it. How far down? Let's just scan this. All right, now we have a multiplexer with syncs channels and the channel change bits. Got that. That's right. They look fine. We have our channel change bits setting up. Okay. Add channel. So when we add a channel, check to make sure that we have the channel, or that we don't already have the channel. Otherwise, it's a duplicate and we bail out. We create a new channel, passing in this. Okay, that type is wrong. See that? That should just be a channel change. We'll go change that in a moment. Then we insert and save it. We also have has channel, remove channel, and then send stuff. Okay. Pop into channel here. This tuple channel change. ST in this case. Some places we're using S, ST, T. It feels like they should all be just T. Lock is blocking until acquired, right? Not with this mutex. I believe we're using async mutex in this case. And async mutex is, oh, in standard? Yes, yeah, lock would be blocking, yeah, in standard. It is blocking. These are all the same T. I don't know why I did that. We're gonna change that. One more time. Wow, there's a lot of them in here. Okay. That seems more consistent. We have a sender for a channel change of T. I think that's correct. Let's change this here. And when you did MPSC, was a better solution? Yeah. Now in this case, we have add. Taking one of those. Next. Yeah, that's not actually changed here. Process stream though. Yep, this is where now the stream drop control needs a new type. Fine, we'll get there. All right, I guess we'll get there now. Stream drop control. We have an S. It's the same T all the way throughout this. Sometimes I just gotta go with the OCD. Little bike shedding. All right. Change channel on T. Great. We should have change channel. Or is it channel change? Of course. RC and Arc are your life now. Yeah, did you end up using that other crate that would intelligently use RC or ARC dependent on where it was being used? I forget, what was that, a trait? Was that something else? Archery. Yeah, are you using archery? Oh, nice. How is it? Is it decent? Oh, we probably need a new function on this, don't we? Going to give it the... I don't know, what order? Change channel. We're going to give it the channel, stream ID, and the stream. The order seems okay. Add a new for that. I don't know. Maybe these should just be public. Let's just do that. We're just treating it as like this plain old data structure. It does what it says. Nice. Channel ID is going to be the next channel. Stream ID will be off of MX thing. Was it stream? And then the stream itself. Into inner? I don't think I have one of those. Okay, now this is off of, what was it? Off of T? Can't be T there. Oh, what's that? Oh, that's a turkey. Turkeys can actually fly for quite a ways. Wow. All right. So Stream Dropper doesn't actually know what's inside of it, does it? Gonna pour some water. There we go. Because it doesn't know what this thing is. Drat. Where are we creating Stream Dropper? It's in channel? Here. Interesting. So what should Stream Drop Control actually know about this? That wrap function specifically. Oh, the Stream Dropper has an ID on it already. Oh, fantastic. Okay. I didn't see that earlier. So then when we go to actually drop it, we use this .streamID and not the stream.streamID. Alright, which also means that we have stream, because we're taking that out of there. Otherwise, we're going to drop it. And streamID will be self.streamID or just ID. Just ID. Toss a comma. Expected split stream found T. It should probably be a split stream at this point. Because that's what this is. Split stream just happens to wrap that. I believe it's a split stream that's being passed in anyways. That should just work. But this as ref. Not a fan of littering that all over the place. Okay, so tri-pole isn't actually constrained on this. Why not? Split stream should implement tri-stream if its interior type does. All right, let's go back into one of the other places for a moment. Well, that is Stream Dropper. It's just passing this through. It exists, but okay. Split stream, tri-stream, which is required by such and such. Yeah. Where did we get split stream anyways? Features? Features util? I do not think I have that open yet today. Let's close stylus. A couple of those. Schrodinger. Okay. Documentation. It implements stream. So in this case, it's wrapping stream. Interesting that they don't use self there because they need the type information. Okay. That's implying that T doesn't implement this. Is that because T isn't unpinned there? So our constraint at this point is basically we take a T, stream dropper of T, and T must implement tri-stream and unpin. Okay, we see that. Our item is TOK and T error. Line 106. We implement that. Now in this case, self.stream. Let's take a peek at self.stream. In this case, has the same constraints on it because it's called from someplace that has more constraints. And that's a split stream of T. Let's take another peek. So our S is stream. That's it. Takes immutable self. Now for tri-stream, if we look at that, maybe, did I click on something? Oh, I did. Yeah, and this is just for result types. Just result, T, and potentially size. I'm not seeing it. Anybody else seeing it? T is unpinned. T is tri-stream. Self.stream is an option. Here we have a mutable, an exclusive reference to split stream of T. Unwrap that. Do we have to pin that? Oh, we have to pin that. Try pull next unpin. This is wrong. This should just be pull next. Basically pin the result of that. No? Mismatch types? I don't want the option. Is it actually complaining about the return type or something else? Let's save that to a local. Let's stream, sure. Okay, now we have mismatched types. Okay, so we found pull and pull. You know what? I think when we do it down here, actually it bold. I love that. I like how they make this bold. So much easier to pick out. Yeah, here, stream item. Okay, so we're expecting that. We're getting this. And in this case, we're saying this is a tri-stream, but we don't need to constrain that on a tri-stream. We just let that kind of bubble up and out. We just need to implement stream. Our item is going to be T item. Because if we look like the right kind of stream on the outside, let them deal with it. Oh, drop stream changed. Such a simple thing, but cuts through the chatter so well. It's genius. It's awesome. Let's toss up some comments in here. Oh, is that actually constrained? Or tease a stream. There we go. Drop stream works. Oh, look. That's all compiling now. Now, did we have to do this pin here? Could we have just called pull next unpin? on that expect? I think so. Okay. Where to now? The stream dropper, it looks like it's going to be fine now. I want to see that other type. Channel change. I still feel like we got a type mismatch in here. Did I get this backwards? Expected split stream found MX. Such and such. Oi. Okay. I'm gonna have to look at this again. Why are we even using this MX stream? MX stream has an ID on it and it just passes everything else through. It impulse stream down here and that's it. It's just flat pass through on that. Someplace we're actually calling. Let's go back to stream here. Let's see. Where do we actually use this? Dust analyzer, show us. There's ID. That's where we create that. Now here in channel, this is where we get the ID off of it. So this process stream add. We don't have that, do we? And we could almost use this new channel change thing for that. Instead of MX stream. Put it next to it instead of inside of it. Probably makes more sense because then we could get rid of MX stream. Not have that extra little layer of polling or whatnot. So who calls this? Ah, here. And this is pushed in from here. So here we have the stream ID. And we're just passing this through. That looks so weird. Why? The only place we're using the ID off of MX stream is in that one place, and it's because we're not propagating the stream ID through this channel. And the only thing that this channel does is provide this mechanism so that when we call next, we actually kind of pump that stream so that we don't have to have some sort of interior runtime. All right, we are getting rid of MX stream. Bye-bye. All right, then we just pass the stream through. We do a channel add. That's where that lined up right there. All right, now this is the process stream add. This is where we need that other piece. I think we've eradicated MX stream. It's a tuple. I'm going to leave it as a tuple because it's only ever used inside of here. So we unwrap the result. .0. There's our stream ID. And added stream is actually .1. Ta-da. Okay. Now up here, stream ID on the stream. Missing T. Oh, yeah. Our add TX. These types are wrong now. Programming in Rust. You've been waiting to try Amethyst for a while now. Absolutely, try Amethyst. It looks actually really nice. I'm not going to be using Amethyst here though. We're actually using Godot and using Rust as its quote-unquote scripting language. The parameters wrong on this? Process list. Those look correct now, don't they? What's my Vim setup with Rust? I am using, well, there's the dot files. I'm using NeoVim, technically, along with Conqueror of Completion, with the Conqueror of Completion Rust Analyzer plugin. Oh, I see. That actually wants to be a split stream. Yeah, I missed that. Oh, you remember seeing a talk on it a while back? For game dev stuff, I like Godot. I've used Unity in the past in production stuff. Spent a lot of time playing with Unreal. Never quite made anything out of it though. But I like the kind of ideals of Godot, and I like that the community is big enough that devices are supported well or well enough. All right, got this. Now it's just the second one here. Process stream output. Ah, yes. Why do we need this to be a tri-stream? I don't remember. Which is definitely a plus. I do like the way that everything's a scene in Godot. It simplifies a number of things. Oh, we need tri-stream for a reason. I don't remember why. It's going to yell at us, though. Okay, now just the topmost element here. Mismatched types. Expected I found bytes. Okay, so I needs to be clone. I can't do that there. Okay, that's fine. Let's go back up here. So when we're fanning that stuff out and sending it to multiple elements, we definitely need that. Okay, now add stream. Oh, that's right, that's right. We no longer keep track of that. Oh, that's fantastic. Now it's just owned by the channel. Actually, the sync needs to be in there. Okay, I got that wrong. This is not streams. What property? Not that one. Syncs. No, thanks. So when somebody gives us a stream, we actually need to split it. And we didn't do that yet, did we? Okay, now in this case, we're going to be using split from futures. Stream ext split, it should be a stream, so we should be able to call split on it, and then we get basically the split sync and the split stream. Call split on that. It's not a result, is it? Nope, just what it is. And this stream ext needs to be in scope. Is it not in? Oh, actually, we already tossed it into mutex up there. We don't want to do that yet. Do we even need that in a mutex? Let's think through that. The sync we do, the stream we don't. Split the sync from the stream. And now at this point, we're going to give ownership of this into that. Oh, no, into the syncs. Okay. That's not quite right here. That wants a sync. I give it that. Nothing else in here needs that, does it? I don't think so. Okay. All right. I was on mute. Now, part of the reason that we did this was so that we could also start to listen for those channel ads coming in through this way. We'll add that back in just a moment. I want to see if this will compile though. This option here. What is that wrapping? This option? 1, 2. Okay. Should be an item that we give back. Oh, interesting. So yeah, we're supposed to be returning a tuple, and it's just returning the item in this case. Well, I don't know. We got size, option, that's fine. T is futures core stream item. What am I missing? Why is that wrong? Let's do this in the big mode, so we get the bold. Oh, expected result found tuple. Oh, I see. Yes, we need to wrap that in an OK. Cannot bar data in. Shared reference as mutable. Not bar as mutable. Channels.get. Channel guard. We actually have to lock on that, don't we? Oh, that's from the dash map? Oh, this is for the channel. Oh my goodness. Okay. My mistake. Cannot bar data as mutable. Does this have? So dash map is something that we're using here. Let's look that up again. Dash map. Okay, maybe just calling get mutable then. May deadlock if called when holding any sort of reference into the map. Oh, we're actually using the release candidate. Yeah, in which case they removed this, and now we just have the element guard. So we get that, we get an option to the element guard on the element guard. We can look at the value. That returns that. Do we then just need to toss our value in a mutex? So they used to have a get mutable. Oh, they have an update. Technically, we do not want to update it. We want to use it, which is kind of an update, but not really. I mean, we change it. Let's see. What sort of big ideas do they have on here? Dash map, element guard, and iter. All right, dash map itself. Looking at the documentation. In contrast to V3 and prior releases, you cannot deadlock this. You're free to run any combination of operations and keep any combination of guards and be guaranteed not to deadlock. Oh, that's nice. Library attempts to be a replacement for most uses of read-write-lock hash map, but does not cover all scenarios, such as multi-key serializable operations that are possible with read-write-lock hash map. Instead, we prefer speed and leave more complex constructs to libraries that can be built on top of this. With capacity, etc. Replace, get. Did Element Guard implement something like some lock interface? Hmm. And just a bunch of blanket stuff then. So then how do you do that? Do you basically have the stuff inside of the dash map as like what the mutex around them? But it does make sense. I just thought, well, I was used to the V3 interface, so I'm a little surprised now. I feel like I'm missing something in the interface. Runs a closure on an entry in the map. If the key existed, the function's output is returned, otherwise returns none. So maybe we use this. Search key. So we give it a Q. This takes an F. F then takes the key. Let's see. F gets the key and the value, but it's not a mutable reference to the V. Hmm. All right. Well, let's just toss some guards in there. Channels, dash map, channel. It's going to be a mutex around the channel. And in this case, it'll be an async mutex. Here, get rid of the bytes, good. Yeah, that's going to blow some of this up. Hold on, what did I change there? It's channels. No, that one's okay. Oh, yes. The panel now. We have to lock it. Lock. Oh, but now it needs this to be async. Oh, I was trying to avoid that. Technically, we could use a different sort of mutex on this. We don't have to use the regular mutex, excuse me, the async mutex here. Because likely when somebody is, sorry, let's come down here. When we receive and we say, we want to get the next thing on this channel, you're not like waiting for a bunch of other things, right? You're going to have like 5 or 6 channels, maybe a dozen channels. And each one of those you definitely want to lock on. You're probably going to be sitting on it for a little while. So it's okay to get that, to hold it, because most of the async work is actually going to be done beyond the lock. I think it's okay to actually hold on to that. Although, does that lock this thread? Because this is async? Ooh, how does that work? It does, doesn't it? So we can't do that. Channel here. Toss that in a new mutex. Sounds good. Channel add. Lock await. Can only call this in those kind of functions. Unused result from this add. Oh, yes, that's true. That should be able to bubble through. Good. Channel change RX. We're approaching that. Oh, what private type is leaking? Channel change is leaking. Well, how public is channel? Oh, okay, it's way too public. If we did pull in logging, we should probably log that. So what's going on there? Why would this fail? We're in channel. Somebody's trying to add a stream to the channel. We failed to add it. Oh, to this MPMC channel. That's what this try send is on. We actually hold both ends of it, so this should be truly exceptional. I'm just gonna drop that. We don't need it. Okay, now if that does happen, oh, our integration tests are failing. Oh, that is a sight. That is a sight to behold. That is lovely. That means that we've gotten past cargo build. Okay, there's still one piece that's missing, and that's basically what happens when we go to change the channel. We still need to select on that. Where was that? That was in lib down here. This here, we should be doing a select on these. So one versus the other. And technically, we need this to be in a loop. Let's see if we're going to need to select on the await next there. Okay, let's start to pull this into a couple little variables. We don't want to return this okay yet. Gonna call select on that. Got a couple of branch arms. Some elements we need to be able to select on would be let channel next. Just give it this whole thing. Or the channel. Process channel next. I don't know, I don't really have a good name for that. We'll pass into it whatever foo is. Return that. The other possibility of that the add result, that's going to be off of self dot change, let's see, channel change Rx. Receive. There we go. The element card for the dash map? Yeah, that is. They got some neat stuff on there. Yeah, so what do you like about it? Just call it process channel and process add channel. Something like that. That's over your head? I thought futures select existed right there. Futures util. I wish this had a theme on it. Feature select. It's right there. Oh, is it behind a feature? All right, async await on that. Oh, we have async await. I'm going to say it's doing that because, well, the code isn't quite right inside. Dash Map v4 is currently quite cutting edge stuff, even in academics. Wow. Public table state is just a bunch of atomic pointers containing a pointer elements. Wow. Epoch-based memory reclaimer to synchronize and defer destructive operations until safe point in time. Oh my goodness. That's pretty intense. All right, y'all. I gotta get going. Who shall we rate today? Oh, actually, is anybody in the team doing stuff? There's people in there that I haven't watched before. I want to see what some of them are doing. Gonna have to wait for a page to load. Yeah, I'm guessing that this macro is actually failing because those functions don't exist. Let's take a look. Man, that just loads so slow on my Raspberry Pi. Am I going to stream later today? Probably not. Yeah, the morning's usually my my stream time. Oh, Provide and Lewis. Okay. Wait, act on dev. That's right, act on. I don't know what I think about the crabs in the background. A little funny looking. All right. Well, thank you all for hanging out today. I do appreciate it. Ecton, it's not letting me raid ya. Can I set that up that way? Hey, there we go. All right. All right, y'all. Well, until next time, thank you. Bye-bye.